The Monster Hunter devs were originally waiting till Title Update 3 in September to release their next endgame loop, but due to pressures either externally or internally, they are choosing to release that content sooner than expected. As always, if you enjoy content like this, support your boy by hitting that like button and subscribe for more Monster Hunter Wilds content. Thanks. Alongside several balance changes in August that includes buffs to dual blades, hunting horns, and the like, we'll be getting new hunts of higher difficulty and a new reward structure that accompanies these higher level quests. More specifically, this new tier of difficult content will drop randomized talismans, or rather the charms that you can equip with the potential of compound skills. Something like level 1 burst alongside level 3 agitator, all packed up into one charm. I can dream. But anyways, depending on the full capabilities of these randomized talismans, the power ceiling and build diversity could drastically increase. While I'm not the biggest fan of randomized grind, like the decorations and even the arcane weapons, the crazy amount of build potential excites me. While we can assume these RNG talismans work exactly like the decorations RNG we currently have, I hope they implement some kind of reroll feature for either the primary or the secondary skills attached to the talisman at some point in the game's lifecycle, whether it be now or maybe when the expansion drops. It's not a perfect solution, but it keeps the grind intact while letting players decide to expend resources to mathematically hedge their grind. More importantly than the grinding, having more fun content to tackle in Wilds with new powerful builds that the RNG talismans could enable makes the August update all the more enticing. If the content coming is worthwhile, at least in terms of challenge. Challenging is a nebulous term. I hope the monsters are not just given a damage amp and a health amp, but rather have a change in playstyle, whether they're more aggressive or have new moves, or maybe are in different terrain that challenges you a bit more, just something to shake up the encounter that makes it more fun to me. Carding from 1 to 2 hits from a really beefy high health pool monster makes the game harder, sure, but for some encounters, that doesn't make them any more interesting or fun to fight. At least compared to giving monsters new tools, different aggressiveness patterns, or even multi-monster hunts that, let's say, don't have turf wars against each other, so hunters would have to better manage their aggro between the different monsters if they want to succeed. That makes you engage more with the systems of the game, and that makes it more fun for somebody like me. It doesn't even have to be one way or the other really. If you want both, you can have both, but either way, I hope the challenge of the game will increase in both ways. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. How would you like increasing difficulty to be handled in Monster Hunter Wilds as we get more and more content drops? Well, I'm not sure if any of these content drops will bring any of the disgruntled players who didn't really like Wilds at launch back into the fold, at least not until the expansion. I can definitely see that if this is your first Monster Hunter game, the increase in challenge with the Ceregios and the Lagaricus, for example, feel meaningful and a bit difficult. I've been getting a lot of comments over the past couple months from both new and old players, and from the new players, they are engaged, and that's what's important, I think, for the franchise. I'm not the biggest fan of Wilds in some aspects, but I gotta give respect where it's due. A lot of people are not as scared to pick up Monster Hunter as they once were. Now for us old heads, we're missing a lot of the immersion factor, or the, I wouldn't even call it grind, but just having to spend time playing the game to do things like tracking down monsters or using different tools or thinking about crafting different tools. But if I had to choose between the more immersive and obtuse, less convenient filled tools and mechanics versus having it be more accessible for everybody, at least right now, I'd have to choose the accessibility portion of it. More people playing Monster Hunter is great. With that said, I hope the devs don't shy away from asking more of the players in future title updates and the expansion. Which leads me to my next point about this whole endgame drop in August. If they're releasing admittedly a pretty substantial update early, then they must be either very desperate and are trying their best to turn the tide against the negative feedback that Wilds have been getting as of late, or they really cooked with Title Update 3. Maybe the content that they have in store for us in Title Update 3 is huge, exciting, and engaging, and they think it'll be so worthwhile that having this substantial endgame loop, they can throw it out early, it's fine. Anyways, that's just my copium talking. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. If you're interested in more Wilds content, check out this video on screen right now. My name is Versana, and I'll see you in the next video.